Let's start ranking the episodes from the cartoon. I don't remember the names. I'm just going to say, oh, it's that episode. The first episode, I actually really like the first episode. I just don't like the part that nobody likes, the ending. My introduction to Sam&Max, like the first thing that I watched from Sam&Max was the show. Like it was the first episode and I had like a really good first impression. And you know, the ending I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But like the rest of the cartoon was like really, really good. I was like, I really like these characters. I really like this humor. I am going to watch the rest of this franchise. But like it was a really good first introduction. Maybe not for everybody. Like the pacing of the episode can be a little awkward, but honestly, it was like perfect for me. Again, except the ending, whatever the hell that was, that loses points. But like the episode itself is like it's really good. I'm going to put it on B. Okay, the second episode, it's a little strange because there are things of that episode that I really like, and there are others that I'm like, this is not great. It's kind of strange. Like, you know, Sam&Max is always like a strange franchise, but I feel like they kind of didn't know what to do in this episode. I do think the first one they did a better job managing like the weirdness with like the more normal stuff. It's like it feels like a second episode if it makes sense. I'm going to put it on C. There are things of the episode that I like. There are some jokes that are really funny. It feels like they did not know how to write the show yet. Third episode. Fucking racist. Let's move on. I do think the scenario of Sam&Max going separate ways is super interesting, and I wish that they could take that plot and give it another context. This episode is bad. Always skip it. I wish the topic of them going separate ways was used in a better episode. Anyway, Moon episode. It's a classic. It's really good. It is an 8 higher episode. You know, I'm not saying the comics are like perfect. There are some problems on the comics, but the dialogue really does feel like super Sam&Max because it's an episode straight from the comics. If you don't know anything about Sam&Max and you'll watch it, you are going to maybe be a little like, okay, what is going on? Like the pacing is weird, the storytelling is weird. A storytelling of Sam&Max is not like regular show or Adventure Time. Like, you know, those two shows are weird, but like you can tell that they're following something. And Sam&Max is like they go from point A to point B to point C. It's like for no reason. Like things just kind of happen. For me, it's like relaxing to watch. Like I watched this episode and I'm like relaxed. My friend Max Salmon. I love Max Salmon. So just because he's here, the episodes are really great. Sam&Max like don't care about Max Salmon, but like he really cares a lot. But also he tries to be like, I'm a serious villain. But then he gets like, Sam&Max is like, come on, tell us your evil plan. And he's like, well, okay. It's like really funny. I could play this episode like over and over and over and over in the same day. And I'd be like, this is relaxing. Like, I'm going to say this a lot, but I have seen some episodes I have seen so many times that at this point, it doesn't feel like a episode of a television show. It feels like part of my brain. It's like, yeah, I can play this on the background and I'm like relaxed. This episode is A higher. I kind of like watch them together and in my brain it's like they're the same episode at this point. The Friend for Life. Yay. I used to not like this episode that much because I used to not find Lorne that funny. But my sense of humor has changed a little bit and I do think Lorne is like a really funny character. Honestly, it's super strange that Lorne was added to the show at all. When I think about two detective cartoon characters, I don't think that they have like an obsessive fan. Like I can only picture the obsessive fan with characters that are like, maybe not celebrities, but like have any like talents or something. And the fact that it threw me off, like why do they have a fan? They're like two detectives. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But like it really grew on me. I do really like that Sam&Max have a character that annoys them instead of the other way around. Maybe not A higher, but to me it's B. Like I do like this episode. I probably like this episode more than the first episode. The Gods episode, it's kind of, I think some jokes are funny, but It's not overall like the best episode, but like I don't know. It's kind of like this is like an example of a satire in my opinion. Some things I don't like, others are like fine. The most like this episode is what I would consider a bad Sam&Max episode. Like I genuinely think this is like a bad episode. I'm watching this show for Sam&Max. Can you shut up? Can you let them talk? And it's like I get kind of bored and it's like it's not fun to watch. Like I would consider this to be a bad Sam&Max episode. Like overall, like yeah, this is an excellent episode. This is a funny episode, but it's also an interesting episode. It's kind of like one of the best episodes of the show, and it is considered to be one of the best episodes of the show. They do try to do something here. They're trying to say something about that relationship. They're trying to say something about what will happen if they were not together, and I do like that a lot. I do like that, and I love seeing Sam&Max's kids. It's really cute, and yeah, it's a funny episode too. I have fun watching this episode. This I would say maybe a tired episode. I consider it to be better. Speaking of, it's the Alligator episode, which is another S-tier. What do I even say about the baby episode? It's the episode where they raise a baby alligator, but like a baby. It's like weirdly wholesome. Like it's just nice. Like it's a nice episode. But it's also really funny. Like it's really funny, especially when John is like an adult alligator and they just keep him around. It's just really funny seeing like a big, giant like adult alligator around and they treat him like their little boy. It's really funny. It's really cute. Do I need to explain why this episode is good? No, I don't. This episode, I know this episode is a parody of a movie, but I haven't watched the movie. But you know, it's good when you don't even understand what the reference, but like you still find the episode a lot of fun, and that's what happens to me with this episode. Awkward pacing, but like that's just what the Sam&Max cartoon is like. Overall, that's what the Sam&Max franchise is like. I wouldn't even say that it's a flaw. I think this is how Sam&Max is kind of like. Like expect that pacing from Sam&Max. I would consider this to be an A-tier episode. The prison episode, I don't really like it. Like, to be honest, I don't like it. Like, fuck prisons, you know. Anyway, the animation of this episode is like strangely fluid and it's really strange, but it's really funny. They move so differently from the rest of the episode. This episode is so strange. Like, I mean, you can say that about any Sam&Max episode. This episode is so weird though. But I love it. I feel like I didn't love it as much as first, but now I've watched it so many times that I'm like, this episode is so weird and I kind of love it. I would say this episode is probably high B. Like, yeah, I do think I don't know if I like the Lorne episode more. They're kind of tight. I'm gonna put Lorne first, maybe. There are things that I like, there are things that I don't like. I do like the idea that Sam&Max is really like giant robots. It's like, and it's like they want to keep it even though they don't play with it anymore. It's like it's so Sam&Max. It's like cute and it's also like funny. I like some things of this episode, others not so much. Oh, but now we're talking about a really good episode. Another one that I consider an S-tier. In fact, I do think it's the best episode of the show. I think me and everybody agrees that the Glazed MacGuffin is the best episode of the show. It is. It's so funny. Time travel episode. Oh, it kind of explores Sam&Max's relationship. It's kind of cute. Alligator episode. Oh, it's cute. They take care of a baby. This one has none of that. This one is just really funny. Sam&Max is bothering a man. They're not even doing like a job. Like they're not in a case. They're just bothering somebody. In fact, something I do really like about the cartoon is that they have episodes where they are not in a case, which I think it's really fun because the games don't have that luxury. They always have to be on a case. But like in the cartoon, they like get to raise an alligator. They get to bother a man. You know, like it's not always. They have an annoying fan. The telltale whatever. It's really fun. I really like it. The only thing I don't like is the flashback where Sam&Max are wearing cop uniforms. That sucks. Everything else in the episode is a lot of fun. I really like it. Like, I would say this is like high B. Like, if in fact, I think it's the best B tier episode. Okay, the Gary episode is another example of it's just cute. The cartoon really has like the advantage of sometimes the cartoon is just cute. Like, you can't say that about any other Sam&Max media. Like, you can't say this. Okay, of the comics, the only one that I can say it is the Christmas comic. That one is just cute. Like, Sam&Max, Christmas morning, inviting their families. What a cute comic. Like, that's the only one that I can say. What? That one is cute. I would not consider it a tier, but okay, forget it. I do think this is the best B tier episode. It's just cute. Sam&Max take care of a kid that is not really happy. It's cute. I like it. Oh, my dear, a romantic episode. The episode where Sam&Max hate Valentine's Day. Especially Max, you know, because I consider Max to be a romantic. I don't know about Sam, but I think Sam is ace. But that's not what the conversation is about today. This is going to sound insane. This episode helped me realize I am a romantic myself. Max was the character that made me realize the most that I was a romantic, because I really related to a character that complained a lot about romance, and I was like, yeah, I am like that too. And I started like giving him a romantic headcanon, and it was like, I really relate to this. Maybe I am a romantic myself, and I started trying the label for myself, and here we are today. The stupid Sam&Max Valentine episode is what made me realize I was a romantic and changed my life. So, you know, it's kind of an important episode for me. And the other S-tier episode is the Invaders. And it's fun seeing an enemy that Sam&Max can beat, and then the plot twist at the end that it was them, that this was a simulation. It's a lot of fun. It's such a fun episode. I don't know. I think we all really like this episode. In fact, the best episodes of the cartoon. These are the best Sam&Max episodes. It's just the truth. Maybe there are people that will not put this one in S-tier, but I do know that these 4 episodes are considered to be the best ones. Overall, they're considered to be really, really good episodes by the fans. But yeah, the Valentine episode is really important to me, and I really like it. The spice episode. I love this episode. This episode is really good. It's really fun. I like seeing them in their little suits. I love the villain. We need more like evil women in some of my. Like, the only other one I can think of is Girl Stinky, but like she's barely a villain to them. They're just kind of in her way, but like she's not even focused on them. Am I missing somebody? Does Sam&Max really not have more female antagonists? Am I crazy? Am I forgetting somebody? Did my baby get erased? Oh, this is sad. If that's the case, that's really sad. I will put it an 8 here. Okay, this episode, I really, really like Sam&Max dynamic in this episode, because I don't think it happens ever again, or maybe it does happen in like a couple of moments, but this is the episode where it happens like the most, and like the most obviously, and it's like Sam is like really focused on helping somebody, and Max is like, I don't care. And Sam like goes like great lengths to help, and Max is like embarrassed, like, oh my god. And it's like, yeah, okay, okay, Sam. It's like, I don't know, it's really funny that Sam is like really focused on something, and then like Max is like, oh my god, I don't want to do this. Whatever, Sam. You can embarrass yourself if you want. This episode, it's not really good. I don't know. I think the pacing is a little awkward in this one. I would put it like the lowest C. I don't think it's as bad as this two, but it's like really a really quick episode. There are some good scenes, there's some good jokes, but it's such an awkwardly paced episode, like not even in a fun way. This is the Geek episode. Like, it's the episode where Geek shows up the most. I wish they had used Geek more. Like, Geek is a funny character, Geek is a fun character. I think she is a really good contrast to Sam&Max. Like, her presence actually adds a lot to the show. I like it. Maybe I would put it like low A. It's really good. I like that episode a lot. And now it's the final episode. I think I would put the final episode as high A. Not the entire episode is good, but a lot of it is really good. I don't know, maybe I will put it here. I just really like these 2 episodes. I don't know, these 2 episodes are so simple. I really like them. Yeah, this episode is really good. Like, it's a really good ending, and it makes me sad that the show ends and it doesn't get a second season and it never gets like a new cartoon at all. It has a lot of really good jokes. I love that it's the flashback episode, but none of the flashbacks are flashbacks from the previous episodes. They're flashbacks from Sam&Max live, things that we have never seen. So it's technically not a flashback episode. It's really funny. It's really funny. Like, the premise is funny. I love that they were captured by all the villains, but like they get easily out of the trap, and they start defeating the villains while they're talking about their stories, because they don't actually care about this. Max Simon is like, this is my big moment. Sam&Max are finally going to die. I'm finally going to kill him. They're like, okay, well, the same. Do you remember that time where it's like, please pay attention to me. Please take this seriously. Oh my god, please, I'm working so hard for this. A lot of great moments. Sam&Max divorce. Sam&Max divorce. Sam&Max divorce, you know. Fantastic finale for Sam&Max. Yeah, these are the results. Agree or disagree?